There is a specific, haunting experience that is rarely discussed in our hyper-connected world. It isn't the loneliness of the hermit sitting in a cave miles from civilization. It is the loneliness of the crowded room. You know this feeling well. You are physically present at the dinner, the office party, or the family gathering. You are nodding at the right times. You are smiling when others smile. You are, by all definitions, surrounded by friends. And yet, you feel a profound sense of detachment. It's as if there's a thick pane of glass separating you from everyone else. You can see them, you can hear them, but you cannot feel them. While they seem to be effortlessly exchanging energy, laughing at trivial jokes, engaging in rapid-fire small talk, syncing their emotions like a hive mind, you feel like an anthropologist observing a different species. For years, you may have internalized this. You've told yourself that you were broken, antisocial, or perhaps just ungrateful. But what if I told you that this feeling of isolation isn't a malfunction? What if it is a sign of a specific cognitive trade-off? You feel lonely not because you lack the ability to connect, but because your brain demands a currency of connection that the crowd simply cannot afford to pay. To understand why you feel like an outsider, we first have to understand the biological machinery of the crowd. Why do most people find it so easy to blend in? Evolutionary psychologists refer to this as the social grooming hypothesis. In primates, bonding is achieved by picking bugs out of each other's fur. It's repetitive, it's low effort, and its primary purpose is not hygiene. It is to signal, I am safe, I am with you, we are the same. In humans, we replaced grooming with language, specifically small talk. When a group of friends gossips about a celebrity, or complains about the weather, or laughs uproariously at a mediocre joke, they aren't exchanging information, they are engaging in verbal grooming. Neuroscientifically, this triggers a release of oxytocin and cheap dopamine. It is a low-stakes synchronization. The brain rewards the crowd for conformity. When everyone laughs at once, the primitive limbic system screams, "We are safe, we are a tribe." Most people have a biological filter that allows them to enjoy this surface-level synchronization. They can turn off their analytical mind and float on the river of social ease. But you cannot turn it off. Why does this mechanism fail you? Why does verbal grooming leave you feeling drained rather than energized? Recent studies in personality psychology and neuroscience suggest that people who identify as deep thinkers or highly introverted often possess a different neurological baseline for stimulation. First, let's look at dopamine sensitivity. The crowd gets a dopamine hit from the frequency of interaction. Lots of high fives, lots of notifications, lots of noise. Your brain, however, is likely wired for the intensity of interaction. You possess a high need for cognition. Your dopamine receptors don't fire for the what, the weather, the sports score, the gossip. They fire for the why, the existential theory, the hidden motive, the abstract concept. When you are forced to engage in surface-level banter, your brain isn't just bored, it is starving. It is exerting effort without receiving a reward. Secondly, consider the prefrontal cortex and pattern recognition. The analytical mind is a pattern recognition machine. When you sit in that group of friends, you aren't just participating, you are analyzing. You see the social scripts. You see the performative nature of the laughter. You see the insecurities masked by arrogance. Because you see the mechanism of the interaction, you cannot lose yourself in the magic of it. You are like a magician watching another magician perform a trick you already know. You can appreciate the skill, but you cannot feel the wonder. This leads to what psychologists call conceptual isolation. You aren't lonely for bodies, you are lonely for minds. You are broadcasting on an AM frequency in an FM world. You feel alone because you are signaling for a depth of intimacy that the environment is not designed to support. Society will tell you that this inability to just relax and have fun is a defect. They will tell you to get out of your head. But let us reframe this. This isolation is not a weakness, it is a filter. The loneliness you feel is actually a protective mechanism. It is your intuition telling you that the connections around you are asymmetrical. You are offering your authentic self, your complex, messy, deep internal world, while the environment is only asking for your representative, your polite, nodding, smiling mask. This disconnect creates cognitive dissonance. The exhaustion you feel after a party isn't physical tiredness. It is the psychological toll of suppressing your true nature for hours on end. You are paying what we might call the authenticity tax. Because you require high-fidelity connection, you will naturally have fewer connections. That is the math of the situation. Depth is expensive. It requires time, vulnerability, and intellectual labor. Most people are social snackers. They want quick, easy bites of connection. You are looking for a meal. By not following the crowd, by not settling for the cheap dopamine of groupthink, you are preserving your capacity for the things that actually matter to you. Deep mastery of your interests, profound one-on-one relationships, a life that is examined rather than just experienced. So, where does this leave you? If you feel lonely among friends, it is time to stop blaming yourself for not fitting into a shape that was never designed for you. You must accept that you are a specialist in a world of generalists. The solution is not to force yourself to enjoy the small talk. The solution is to stop expecting the crowd to provide what only a few individuals can provide. You may need to mourn the idea of being the life of the party. That role was never meant for you. Instead, seek the others. They are out there. They are the ones standing in the corners, the ones who leave early, the ones who look just as out of place as you do. One conversation with someone who speaks your language is worth 1,000 nights of being surrounded by friends who don't know your name. You are not broken because you stand apart. You stand apart because you are awake. And it is better to be alone and awake than to be asleep in the crowd. If you want to master your own psychology and stop feeling like an outsider, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We drop new videos every week to help you understand your own wiring. Don't just follow the crowd, learn to lead yourself. Stay deep, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next one.